My name's Eric, and I am here to share my story. My first time sharing. I feel by sharing my story that I can help somebody who's going through a similar circumstance move through their pain and suffering faster and more intentionally than I did. I got sober 7 years ago. I'd heard about how great sober life was, and I was ready. I was tired and ready to live a better life. But instead of that better life, chronic illness filled that void. I would say to myself in my head over and over constantly, you've been sick every day since you got sober. I was feeling like a victim, like it was a cruel joke. I was confused, I was angry, and resentful. It didn't make sense to me. I had done the right things. I gave up alcohol, I quit smoking cigarettes. I was trying to live as disciplined as possible. And that's when the body began to fail me at 31 years old. I had always been healthy. To that point, I felt relatively invincible. So, at first I told myself it was temporary. I pushed through and ignored all the signs. But pain was becoming a new way of life. Fear was always in the background. I had no breath. I was becoming more and more angry. It was just building and building under the surface. With my disease, I didn't collapse all at once. I faded slowly. Doctors ran tests, prescribed medicine, followed protocol, but none of this medicine worked. And the side effects of it just compounded the illness. Layered on top of this physical decline, and something I didn't realize for a long time, the power of thoughts, the power of words. You're constantly being told worst case scenarios and clinical predictions. And this language is being spoken into a nervous system that's already drowning. I didn't know it, I didn't realize at the time, but these were seeds being planted. Maybe not intentionally, but effectively. Another thing it took me a long time to realize is the body cannot heal while the mind is being terrorized, either by our own thoughts or the words of the people that we choose to put our trust into. I've come to realize that care matters and presence matters. Being seen as a human and not just a diagnosis matters. Oftentimes, much more than accolades. Throughout this whole thing, my wife has been my biggest support and never left my side. She found the top doctors at the top hospitals. She researched relentlessly. She advocated for me when I didn't have the strength. But she was scared. She was stressed. She was very much living this disease with me. But her primary thing was just fear of losing me. She would tell me over and over the years, just leave work, you're killing yourself, that we'd figure it out, that the important thing, the only thing that mattered was having me. but I didn't listen. Not because I didn't trust her, but because my ego wouldn't allow me. My identity was tied to being a man, to being a provider, and work felt like survival. Leaving felt like quitting. So I pushed through. And while I was struggling to hold it all together, my daughter was watching. She was worrying about me. And that breaks me in ways that I don't have language to explain. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. That's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to worry about her, not her worrying about her dad. I didn't realize how depressed I was becoming at the time. I've been athletic my entire life. My body always been reliable. Losing my breath, our most basic function, had humbled me in every single way. I would miss work constantly, not because I didn't give a shit, but because a lot of days I just physically couldn't do it. I was just running a cycle of pushing through for a month or 2 months until I crashed and would miss a week and 2 weeks. It was over and over. I didn't look sick. I didn't complain. So from the outside, I probably just looked unreliable. I began to lose weight drastically and dangerously. I would just get compliments on how good I looked and, you know, what's your secret? And this shit infuriated me. And I'm ashamed to admit that at times I wished that I had looked sick so people could see the pain, the suffering that I was going through. But they couldn't see that pain, and I assumed nobody wanted to be burdened with my problems, so I stayed quiet. Looking back now, you can see more clearly that this wasn't my awakening, but this was the ground being cleared for it. My body wasn't betraying me. It was trying to get my attention. It was slowing me down in a way I refused to do myself. And in those times, I didn't know how to listen. I plan on doing a video a week to go over my story and to share the things that I see now that took me far too long to see. To share why this breakdown was necessary for what's coming next. So, if you are struggling, if your body is whispering or yelling to you, you're not broken, you're not weak for listening. This is the way our body speaks to us. Sometimes through suffering, sometimes through pain, but it's the only language it has. So, I hope this resonates with somebody, and I hope you catch up with me again as I go through all this. Thank you for being with me.